occupy the offices of Wolverine Oil and Gas as one action against the consequences of oil and gas extraction in Michigan. We are confronting Wolverine Oil and Gas because they have a history of profiting from environmental destruction, and particularly their use of the natural gas extraction method known as hydraulic fracturing.
Did you ring the bell?
I did not. Would you like me to ring the bell?
Yeah, we should ring the bell.
It is, isn't it?
We know that hydraulic fracturing is bad for Michigan because it contaminates groundwater and soil with toxic chemicals, contributes to the pollution and contamination of fresh water, which is one of the things that make Michigan such a magical place to live in.
We must choose to throw our bodies on the cogs. Another world is possible.
Well, we're going to need some additional units.
Here he is. Oh, now they're all in the building.
Fracking poisons plants, animals, and humans. Fracking is accelerating around the country and in Michigan and is contributing to the most urgent crisis of our time.
Don't touch him.
Water forced together and pushes it up.
Hey dude, is that yours?
Is it yours?
Those are mine. Those are my cones.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I thought I might have brought them here.
I brought them here. They belong to me.
It's in my friend's property.
You
abandoned
it.
No.
Really?
You look like you abandoned it.
Well, I'm trying to get it back. Let go of it. I like the signs.
You don't have permission to take my cones.
Listen. Just let him have stuff. We'll wait a few seconds. That's the trouble part about
You hide me? And they go, no. I said, well, I just met an attorney who was hiding from his clients. That's why I asked. So he just happened.
They're doing it by the way, time trail. That's in our video, so. Control, so we can control.
Oh, is that guy Bill Bailey? The one with the construction? Oh, you are?
No.
Oh, okay.
You said you the one that had all the information.
Thank you.
Okay, come on now. I think so. So this is Wolverine Gas Company. Obviously there's.
Sure. Thank you. Hi. What's your name?
Fracking for natural gas reduces the need to seek truly sustainable and renewable forms of energy. Therefore, we occupy Wolverine Oil and Gas to say no to contaminating Michigan water, no to practices that significantly contribute to global warming, and no to companies that profit from environmental destruction. We are occupying Wolverine and Gas to demand that they release all information about the type and amount of chemicals they have used in fracking to date and the amount of water used. To release information on the location of all oil and gas wells they own and operate in Michigan, and to stop the practice of fracking wherever they engage in this practice. No compromise in defense of Mother Earth.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Can I introduce myself? I'm Gary Bleeker. I work for Wolverine Gas now. So I was on my lunch hour and surprised to see so many guests here today.
I think it's the perfect time to talk about it.
So
If you're engaged in behavior that puts my family and the environment that I live in at
I
risk.
find that an unfortunate accusation against me.
It is unfortunate, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
What do you think would be a good way for us to find out what those chemicals are? How should we go about that? If asking you guys to tell us is not the right way to go about it, what do you think would be better?
Schlumberger, all those companies,
Have no interest in disclosing companies. Those companies, I mean, are you familiar with what's commonly known as the Halliburton exception to the Clean Air and Water Act? That involves, okay, so there's laws that says you can't pump these known carcinogens into the ground unless you're using it for horizontal hydraulic fracturing. which is an exemption that was put in by Halliburton into the Clean Air and Water Act in 2004. So, you know, I don't think those companies have any interest.
So where do I come in on that?
When you pump these chemicals and you exploit that exemption in the law. Should the law have gone on without a Halliburton exemption, the company you mentioned, then what you do as a company would be illegal. So we're here to say that that's unjust, that there are people who have become very sick, animals that have died, birth defects. I mean, you can light water on fire in Pennsylvania after it comes out of the tap. We would, again, agree to disagree on many of these points. You said this conversation can go on, and we can continue to disagree. It can end right now if you commit to not practicing this any longer. We'll gladly leave and be over. But we're not leaving.
Well, I'm not going to commit to that today. I think there's a different place and time, so I'm going to respectfully ask you to leave so I can get back to work.
I'm personally respectful.
Personally, I will stay as well.
And you guys understand that if you don't leave, we have to arrest you.
Okay.
Did you stop
I just want
recording
y'all to
that?
know that.
I understand that.
Did you just stop recording?
No, I'm still recording.
Oh, okay.
Because no, I'm still recording. Because right now you're trespassing after they asked you to leave and you refuse to leave.
Yeah.
So then you'll all be arrested for trespassing.
Can I ask you just one real quick question? Do you personally know what is in the slurry that they pump into the ground?
That's a broad question. I personally do not know. I'm not a chemical engineer to that extent.
Do you
I
personally?
see the published materials that you could get access to yourself.
Okay, question and answer period is over. He has asked you to leave. If you do not want to leave, then you might as well stand up and put your hands in your all of you.
Strong as I feel about this, I'm not ready to go to jail, so thanks you guys. Bye.
Yes.
You guys ready for jail? Really?
Are you leaving?
Outside? Yes. You're leaving, right?
The whole world is watching! The whole world is watching! The whole world is watching!
The whole world is watching! The whole world is watching! The whole world is watching! The whole world is watching! The whole world is watching! The whole world is watching! The whole world is watching! The whole world is watching!